What's this? Marvel Phase 4 is going to introduce 3 different timelines? Oh my god, that just sounds like madness. Maybe a multiverse of madness. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I am Robert Storms. If you're finding me for the very first time, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button because that shit is important and it helps build the channel and give me a bigger following. So today we're going to be talking about Marvel Phase 4 and introducing at least 3 different universe, 3 different timelines, 3 different universe, sure, whatever. Different timeline equals a different multiverse. It's something that we kind of figured that was going on. Now, this is ScreenRant.com. And they're reporting that Phase 4 will have at least 3 different timelines, 3 different multiverses, if you will. And I know what you're thinking. Well, Doctor Strange 2 is called the Multiverse of Madness, so duh. But yeah, I figured it's a pretty safe story. Like any person with common sense would think that this was actually going to happen, especially with, you know, WandaVision coming out. We don't know what she's going to be doing to mess up the universe, the multiverse. Then we have, you know, Doctor Strange with the Multiverse of Madness, Loki with the Tesseract. What the hell is he doing in his universe? This seems like a no-brainer in my opinion. And I think with Endgame ending the way it did, you're going to have to do something in the next set of phases to be different. You're going to have to do something to be different. And I think the multiverse is something that you're going to have to introduce, because let's say Robert Downey Jr. is wanting to come back as Tony Stark. Well, you killed him off. Do you bring him back, or do you bring another Tony Stark back from another universe, you know? Same thing, that pretty much what they did with Gamora. Gamora from our universe died, but we got the Gamora from the past, which is a different universe, and they brought her forward, and that's the whole thing. Now, we have Thanos who's dead in 2 different universes, but that doesn't mean that we can't get another Thanos from another universe, and I do think we're going to get another Thanos. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised, and I was kind of saying this before, what if somehow Galactus is the big bad, but yet they need Thanos to defeat Galactus? What if the Avengers go back in time or go to another multiverse, grab Thanos in the Infinity Gauntlet, and have him team up with them in order to take out Galactus? I think that is something that they can possibly do. But to me, it's an interesting story, but to me, this is like a no story. It's like I kind of figured that we were going to start getting some type of multiverse into the MCU, because you got to keep it fresh, you got to keep it popping, you got to keep it, you know, people guessing what's going to happen next. Also, a thing that no one's really talking about is by introducing the multiverse, you can then bring in the X-Men pretty easily, because people can be like, well, where were the X-Men this entire time? Well, the X-Men come from the multiverse. Maybe something happens, multiverse collides, and then it's sort of like a Flashpoint thing where the multiverse collides, but Flashpoint exists, and there's a whole thing, really. There's a whole thing that you can do with the multiverse, and I think if anything, it introduces and it opens more doors to be more creative with the series, with the MCU moving forward, because the last thing we want to do is start getting the repeat of the same things over and over and over. And there has been rumors that the multiverse is going to play some kind of part in a Black Widow. Like, there's supposed to be like this thing that happens in Black Widow that's really going to set up Phase 4, and that might be possible. Maybe something does happen with Black Widow. Maybe Scarlett Johansson does come back and it's a different Scarlett Johansson. Maybe, like, there's a rumor that Florence Pugh takes over as Black Widow. There's all kinds of different things and theories going on right now, because no one has seen an MCU movie in almost a year. And, well, at this point, I think it's been over a year, unless you count, you know, Far From Home, then it's been almost a year. So people are really wondering what's going to happen, and everybody keeps going back to the multiverse, and that's because it's only a matter of time till the multiverse gets introduced into the MCU, because you got to do something different and something new to keep the flow of the MCU. So yes, I'm not surprised by this. I think it's probably going to happen, and I do think they have to, in order to keep things interesting. But I want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about the MCU Phase 4 to include 3 different multiverses, 3 different universes from the multiverse in Phase 4. Are you for it? Are you afraid of it? Do you think like, man, maybe that's not good. Maybe we shouldn't do this. Or do you think it could be very interesting? Be sure to leave those comments in the comment box below, guys. Until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.